with Broke Lives Matter. I'm so excited about today's show because we're going to be talking about the best investment ever. I'll say it again, the best investment ever. We're going to be talking about the 5 points to actually make this the best investment ever. So, what if I was to tell you that there was an investment that is older than mutual funds, that's older than annuities, older than 401ks, older than IRAs. This investment is older than your TSPs. This investment is older than stocks. Any kind of stuff. If you're doing the stock market, stocks. This investment is older than Wall Street. What if I told you that there's an investment that's older than the Federal Reserve System? That there is an investment that is not only is it older than all the other investments that we can think about, but the elite have been using this investment for over 200 years. I want to get this right. Over 2 centuries, and almost nobody knows about it. And to make matters worse, that has been done right up under our nose in every single city, in every single county, in every single state across our country. That this investment is so good that is managed by the government. It happens at least once a year. It's in the newspapers. There is state legislation that actually has been written about it. The passed both the Senate and the House, and the governor has signed it, and most people don't even know it exists. Yeah, yeah. I'm talking about an investment that is so good that your bankers are not teaching it. You don't learn it in real estate school. Your mortgage broker will never talk about it because he don't know about it. Your financial manager or your financial advisor never got a class about it. I'm talking about an investment that is so good that only the elite have been using this for the last 200 years. The investment is so good that literally I went from homeless to a millionaire probably within 3 years. In the last 8 years, it made me like a deca millionaire. An investment that is that good. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about. So, guys, if you're watching the replay, please type in the word replay for me in the chat for me, please. Write the word replay in the chat for me, please. And let's get ready to go. So, what I want to be doing over here is going to go over here into my chat over here just to make sure that we're going to be able to say hello to everyone. I want to make sure that they are coming up. All right. So host says hello. All right, great. That is working. It is hitting both of my YouTube channels and one of the Facebooks. I don't know which Facebook is actually doing or showing. Let's see if I hit show. Ah, that's pretty cool. Guys, I'm learning I got new toys, right? I'm learning as I have new toys. So guys, I stumbled about 8 years ago. Well, actually, I'm gonna tell you the whole story. Um, it had to be like 1996. I graduated 94 from high school. I was a sophomore in college. It was probably 96. Um, yeah, somewhere in there, like 96. I um I had $300. Like I had $300, and I was like, man, I need to put this money somewhere that's going to allow me to make this investment actually make it pop, right? I need to be able to double my money some kind of way, right? And I didn't know where to put it. I'm a sophomore in college. I just knew I just needed to double my money. And this is the real story. This is really how I thought even while I was in college, right? Like I gotta make this money work. So um I heard on the radio and it said the best investment ever. And it was like if you can name another investment that gives a higher return and more secure, we'll pay you it was either 500 or $1,000. It's like, wow, I need to go learn about this investment. So it was in Indianapolis, Indiana. I was at Purdue University in West Lafayette. So it's about an hour away. So I drug my girlfriend Lisa down the highway. We went going to this hotel in Indianapolis. We get there. We sat through this like an hour-long presentation. By the end of the presentation, I'm on the edge of my seat. They had showed like Evander Holyfield's house that was at the time he was a heavyweight champ, by the way. But well, it might have been Tyson, but it's going back and forth. That was the Tyson Evander Holyfield beef, right? At one time, Evander Holyfield's house had a tax lien against it. They're showing all these pretty houses, man, that people had bought, that people were getting these double-digit returns. And I was like, man, I gotta get in on this. I have to. And guys, remember, this is like 96, 97, and the internet is not and was not what it is today. And this was back in the dial-up days when we had AOL. And so um at the end of the presentation, I went up to the guy and said, hey man, listen, I really want to get in. He's like, yeah, you can get in. It's $1,000 or $999. And I'm like, I don't have $999. I'm a college student. I drove up here from Purdue University, man. I just really want this, I want this program. I really, really want it. And he's like, man, I'm just a presenter. I'm just a facilitator. I can't change any prices. Maybe you can reach out to corporate. Maybe they can do something for you, but I can't do anything. And, disappointed, I hung my head and, we left. And fast forward now from 1996 to 2006, literally 20 years later. I end up at my very first tax lien auction because my cousins said they were going to one and wanted me to come with them. Now I'd never been to one. I've never researched one. Didn't know what to expect. Just remember hearing about this presentation 20 years ago. And I'm like, okay, let's go. So I go to the auction and I'm just watching people bid, and they're not calling addresses, they're just calling numbers, and have no clue what's going on. And so I'm looking around, watching all these people making money. And it's only like, $500. So this time it was $300. And almost every property was going for less than $1,000. Now, these are not properties, these were liens, by the way, just to let you know. Almost every lien was going for less than $300. And I was like, okay, wow, that's pretty true. So in my head, I'm like, this is what the guy was talking about. Like, it really is true that, you can buy property this cheap or get property this cheap, but this time it's $300. I'm like, no way. So we go to lunch and we come back. When we come back, there are not a lot of people there. And so the auctioneer was like, hey, guys, if you don't know what's going on over in this area, I know it's not like a really high desired area, but you might want to bid on this property because the university is buying up a lot of the property over here. So me and my cousins, we kind of look at each other like, hey, let's just take a shot at this $300. So it's like, okay, we'll take the shot, right? So, I bid, my cousin bid, my cousin Mike, my cousin Ned, myself, we all bid. And I ended up with a house. Like now, mind you guys, at this time in my life, I literally don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, as my mom would say. I don't have anything to my name. I'm staying with a girlfriend, just moved up my auntie's couch. I heard if you ain't got no key, you're homeless, right? So um I I was so excited. I was so excited because I'm like, man, I just bought a lien on a house for $300. So 120 days later, I find out that, I went through a legal process, but 120 days later, I found out that I'm now a homeowner. Like I bought a real house for $300. So what do you think the first thing we did when the auction was over, right? We ran over because we had done any research. We didn't know how to do research. So we ran over to the properties we had just bought, man. This house was like, duh. Like I was like, I'm in heaven. Right. Now, can I share? Let me see if I can find the picture of that house. Because y'all would probably look at it and be like, oh my God, you bought that. And yes, yes, I have it here. Let me see if I can share this with you. It's gonna trip y'all out. Yes, this is what it looked like when I of course I took a picture of it. Um, it tickles me, right? I was so proud of this house. Let me see if I can share my screen on this thing. I don't know how. Add a source, settings. How do I share my screen, y'all? All right. Well, I'm gonna keep playing with it while I talk, right? And so we are. I'm so ecstatic. I'm looking at this house, man, and it needs work, right? But I'm like, man, it's a brick house. It got windows, it's got hardwood floors in it. I can put a kitchen and bathroom in this mug, but it wasn't in bad shape at all. I'm like, this thing is almost livable. Like the electric was still there. Like it was like, I'm like, man, only thing I need is a furnace. That's really it. And this thing would probably be livable and I can fix it up as we go. And so every weekend I started driving back from Indianapolis at this point. Um, every week, right? I'm trying to that turned my camera off. I'm trying to share my screen. I don't think it does it. That sucks. So anyway, drive every weekend I would drive down and I would actually start fixing up the property. Now, guys, I had never fixed property before, ever. I was YouTubing it. Like, okay, how do restain cabinets? And we took the cabinets, all the cabinet doors off, all the hinges down, we soaked the hinges in some kind of acetone stuff to get all the grit and stuff off of them, took all the handles off. Then we painted the shellac off of them and then, try to take it down and stain it and all that kind of stuff, right? And so we got that project going on. I took everything out the bathroom, put a new tub in. I had did my first towel job. Like it was really cool, man. I really wish I could share this screen with you. But it's not going to let me. Oh, it says presentations. Oh, they want me to upload the presentation. Uh, wait, I think I found it. I found it. All right. I found it. I found it. I found it. I found it. All right. So let me see. How do I? All right, here it is. Here, guys. Here's the first house I ever bought. This house right here is the very first house I ever bought, and I was so proud of it. Now, guys, all I really did honestly is I cut the bush out of this one, cut the bush out of this one, put a new door on it, and then we put new windows in, and then we came back over here with this stuff. We had a new roof put on. Eventually, I didn't do it right away. Eventually, I had a new roof put on, but yeah, man, this was like it brightened up right away, right away, right away. I was really, really, really excited. But you guys tell me, would you have been excited if you had paid $300 for a brick house like this for $300? I've spent $300 on a whole lot more stupid stuff than something on a real house, a real property that I got for $300. I was ecstatic. So, of course, if you had a victory there, then now you like, well, how do I do this again? Like, how did I get a house for $300? Now, I got mind you, my background was in mortgages. I taught finance. I owned two mortgage companies not at that time, but at one time in my life, I owned two mortgage companies, and I'm a housing counselor actually at KG in Indianapolis, Community Action of Greater Indianapolis, and I'm a housing counselor helping people not lose their homes, and I just bought a house for $300. It's like crazy. So anyway, I began to do some research and research and research and found out that the guy was not exaggerating when he said this was the best investment in the world. So let's talk about the 5 reasons why I believe that tax liens and deeds, this 200 euro secret, is the best investment in the world. Number one, guys, it is the only investment that you are pretty much guaranteed double-digit returns. Now, we can look it up right now across the internet. What is the average return on an investment? Average is somewhere between really 4 to 8%, depending on what you're in. Annuities, you're going to be around about 4%. You in mutual funds, you can be about 7%. You in stocks, you might be about 8%. But somewhere between 4 and 8%. And your stocks are probably taking a beating right now, by the way, because they're on their way down. So, anyway, so what if you had an investment that no matter what the market does, it can go up, it can go down, it can go up, it can go down. You will not experience any volatility, volatility at all. None. You no ups and downs and rounds at all. No matter what the stock market does, you're going to get a double digit return. When I say double digit, I'm talking about 10% in my state, 12% like Alabama, 18% like in Georgia, 25% like in or 18% in like Iowa. In Florida was bid down. But you're looking at 25% in Texas, and sometimes it's 25% every 6 months. Like these kind of interest rates. I'm talking about like you can flip your money every 4 years with 25%. Guys, it's killing the stock market. And it's been around for literally 200 years. But then it gets better because not only do you get double digit guaranteed returns, but if you don't get the return that you want, then you get the house debt free in most states. You get the house debt free. So I was able to get that $300 house that I had a $300 lien on. I got it so cheap because the I don't want to start teaching today, right? I just want to talk about the investment, but I was able to get it because I got the house debt free going through this process. That's literally all I did. Then on top of that, and guys, we got about 4 minutes, so I got to hurry up, right? Not only is it secured by real estate, guys, but it's in every state in the county. Guys, it's managed by the government, which means that the state legislature, House and Senate, and governor has signed a bill, produced bills, passed it, and governor signed it on how it's going to be mandated in your state. You don't have to worry about Ponzi schemes. You don't have to worry about, are they, is it a fraud or not? No, this has been around for 200 plus years. If you're watching this on replay or for live right now, I need you to put 200 in the chat right now. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200 plus years. It's how long it's been around, guys. If you trust, it's the oldest investment. And if it's the oldest, it has to be pretty much one of the most stick to itness investments because it's still here. But not only does it give you double digit interest rates, not only is it secured by real estate, not only is it in every state in the country, not only is it managed by the government, not only does it have no volatility, volatility, but guys, the worse the economic conditions, the better inventory that you have. The worse the economic conditions, the better inventory you have. That to me is amazing. And it's amazing because it lets me know that as the economy gets worse, I get richer. I really need y'all to make that sentence. As the economy gets worse and it gets worse. And why is that? Because as the economy gets worse, people can't pay their taxes. People start losing their homes and they go to tax sales because the government still want their money and they're selling their properties for pennies on the dollar to people like me who know about this investment, and I'm getting better properties than I ever could have imagined because when everybody's losing their money in mutual funds and stock market and in they 401ks and IRAs and they losing money, well, I'll be making money in real estate and buying new properties and new properties. Guys, I tell you what, I just released 7 books, right? I'm so really happy to make this announcement. We just released 7 books. We call it The Secrets to Tax Liens and Deeds Investing Library. The Secrets to Tax Liens and Deeds Library is what it is. No investing. The Secrets to Tax Deeds and Liens Library. This is everything you want to know. Now, mainly 3 different strategies. Strategy number 1 is that we're going to teach you how to get the property every time strategy. That's what I use, right? I want to get the property. So we teach you how to get your property every single time. Well, really about 80% of the time, you're going to actually end up with a home. Then we also teach what we call our guaranteed wealth strategy, where you're going to get double digit returns every single time. That's another strategy. If you don't want to be a landlord, right? We walk you step by step through this. But what if I told you that there was a way for you to go into the government's office in some counties, in some states, and buy property from the government over the counter? The third book is literally called the the Over the Counter Strategy. We have 3 main strategies, but then we have 4 supporting reference books to go with them. One is the Optimum State by State Guide. The ultimum guide to tax liens and debt. The ultimum state guide to tax liens and deeds investing. Guys, it's every state, every county in the country, literally showing you exactly how to operate in that state. Then we go through and we say, hey, this is the fast track to wealth. It's just, fast track your wealth. This is how to you the quickest way to get started buying tax liens and deeds. Then we go on and we say, hey, the 20 mistakes that most beginner tax lien investments make. We're going to actually help you not make the mistakes. Then we go through and talk about the 20 myths about tax lien and deed investing. Guys, all 7 of these books, guys, we're going to be giving them away at our launch party at the end of this month. I believe it's going to be I don't know. I'm going to come tomorrow. I'll let you know. I'm going to have an opt-in page for you guys to opt in. You will have the opportunity to literally get these books for free. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. Get these books for free. We're going to be coming back tomorrow, guys, and I'll be talking about what tax liens and deeds are and actually how they operate in every single state, every single county across the country. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'll be here at 7 o'clock. I'm trying to be, like I said, I was only going to be like 20 minutes a day, 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm somewhere in there, right? We're going to shorten it down for me every single day where I can actually be in and out for 10 to 15 minutes, really where I want to get down. Help me practice, y'all. Y'all know I like to talk. But help me get this thing down. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Same place, same time. Be here, but invite a friend. Guys, if you're on replay, don't forget to write replay in the chat and share this on your page. Guys, I love you guys with the love of Christ. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. All right, you guys be blessed.